Okay, we'll go ahead and get started here. I'd like to welcome you to the finals of the 11th Annual Hillcrest Men's Intermediate Tournament. I'll introduce our top 6 bowlers. Our alternate for the tournament is Gordon Stinson. He's representing Stinson Acres. In 5th place, we have John Reisner. He's representing Soda Sign Company. In 4th place, we have Brian Zachariah. He's representing Mr. Cahill's Automotive. Currently in 3rd is Harry Ellis Jr. He's representing Steve Myers Auto Sales Incorporated. Currently in 2nd is Louis Heilman. He represents Midway Restaurant. And currently in the top spot is Buddy Beer, and he's representing Lucille Beer.
That mic's not directly connected. The sound's coming from this one. He's going to have to do some editing.
Okay, now if you'd all rise, we'll play the national anthem.
Didn't say that.
Okay, Gordon's job as the alternate is if anyone happened to injure themselves today while bowling, he would step in and take their place. Our first match will be between John Reisner and Brian Zachariah. You each get 2 shadow balls on each lane. Then Brian will make the choice. And a quick thank you to all our participants, sponsors, and moral support sponsors, scorekeepers, tournament office officials, and everyone else. Without them, this tournament would not have been such a success.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 11th Annual Hillcrest Lanes Men's Intermediate Tournament. We're here at the final 5. We got our first match will be Brian Zachariah against John Reisner. I'm Doug Horde, and along with me, I got Dale Albert.
Well, hello everybody. We're back again. The women just finished. It was a very good tournament for the women. Good finals, some good games, good scores. And we're hoping for the same from the men.
Melanie Hastings taking the women's honors, being champion, beating Sherry Kissling in the final match. Got a group of 5 gentlemen that has a capability of throwing some high scores. Brian is our last year's champion, so he's been here before. John's a rookie of the 5. this match will go on and bowl against Harry Ellis Jr. That winner will advance to their semifinals against Louis Heilman. And then the championship match winner will go to bowl against Buddy Beer. As the men finish up taking their warm-up balls, we'll go over some stats with you. Brian, the sponsor, is Mr. Cahill's Automotive. He came in with a 179 average. He finished out of the 24-game block with a 197.
John Reisner is a sponsor of Scioto Sign Company Incorporated. Had a starting average of 181 and a 24-game average of 195. Shot 12 200 games, a high game of 248, low of 143. Left only
Brian
6.
Zachariah has made his decision, and John Reisner will start.
Left only 6 splits in 24 games and converted 2 of them.
It's very impressive. John Reisner will start the match off on lane 5.
And like the women, John is the lone lefty in the field. Very smooth. He hasn't been bowling very long. He's improved tremendously.
Leaves a 5-7 split to start off. Imagine the jitter bugs will be in his system for a little while. John was pretty well consistent throughout the tournament. Gets the 5-pin. He starts the day off with an open. Brian will come up here on lane 6. Start his game. Brian had 12 200 games. And Brian starts off with a strike. Brian had 12 200 games, with his high game being a 258. His low game was a 152. He had 17 splits, converted 2 of them. He bowls 2 leagues throughout the week. Thursday and Friday, I believe. Starts off with the double.
Brian's been bowling 24 years.
Brian's a pretty good veteran. He been bowling for 24 years.
Nice
Comes
shot.
back. Smashing hit. Way to rebound.
Yeah, John's only been bowling for 5 years, and just a couple of years ago he was, in my opinion, had absolutely no idea what he was doing up there, throwing the ball real fast and just trying to kill the pins. And 2 years later, he's making shots. Another good shot. Hey, he loses a 5-pin.
Leaves 5-pin.
During match play, they bowled each other on 5 and 6, with Brian beating John 214 to 200.
John is averaging 197.5 on this pair. Converts spare. His 29 after 2 frames with the spare up. Brian has averaged 212 on this pair. So he knows this pair.
A little light on that one.
Leaves a 2, 4, 5, 7, 8 combination. And picks everything up but the 5 pin. So he has one open. It's 53 at the end of 3. Pulls that one a little bit, hits it high, leaves the 6-10. Talking to Brian earlier before the match, and he seemed to be more relaxed.
To look at him, he's relaxed everything he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh, he misses that.
Picks the 6. So he has back-to-back opens.
It's very easy to do, but nice shot.
Strikes on lane 6. That's 49 in the 3rd with the strike up. Harry Ellis Jr. warming up on lane 1.
Another nice
back
shot.
with a double. Very interesting tournament this year. Some low scores.
Yeah, good shot from Brian.
The strike.
Yeah, when he hit the foul line on that shot, he was in time, and the last shot on lane 6, he was way ahead of the ball.
Our alternate today for the finals is Gordon Stinson.
Another good shot.
John gets up on lane 6. Gets another strike. That's a turkey for him. John throws probably out of the final 5, he throws about the most consistent ball.
Yeah, and it's something he's been working on for a very short time.
Yeah, you come out here, you see him open bowling, practicing on his game. He's come a long way in the last year. He's having a great year this year in the leagues.
Yeah, the averages they qualify for this tournament are actually taken from last year's end of the year average.
Yeah.
Or no, it's last year's at the time they take the average for the
Invitational.
invitational. So this average that he qualified with, he was established in February.
And I believe he's averaging
And
a
he's
lot higher
probably
than
way
one.
over that by now, yeah.
John left a solid ringing 7-pin, picks it up.
Brian, his style, he hasn't changed it in years at all. Very simple, very basic.
Yeah.
And as long as he's in time at the foul line at the release point, he's going to be around the puck.
Yep.
He's there again.
He's got four-bagger for Brian Zachariah. Gives him a 122 in the 6 with a double. John's 128 in the 6 with a spare up.
Real fast on that one.
Yep. Showed. Leaves a 6 pin on lane 6. Finishing 7th place was Monty Vermillion. He was leading it, but he had a real bad streak error yesterday and went down. 8th place went to Jim Holly. 9th place went to Dan Wells. 10th place went to Shane Van Buskirk. 11th place went to Donnie Barker. He was our alternate for this year's tournament. He had to fill in for Vince Shark, who pulled a muscle in his back getting his bowling balls out of the locker.
Yeah.
So freak things can happen.
That's why in the tournament rules, once you accept the alternate's position, you have to be here for every shift.
Yep. Ryan keeps on stringing them. It's a 5-bagger now. Like I said earlier, these bowlers in the top 5 are capable of throwing high games, and we're going to be seeing them. Unfortunately, someone's going to have to lose.
Another good shot, leaves a ringing 10.
He's a nightmare for a right-hander. Bob Walls finished 12th. Jerry Rodenberger finished 13th. Wade Kidd finished 14th. Rick Brown 15th. Bob Grindell 16th. Brian Zachariah having a 201 in the 9th, spare up in the 10th.
But he has forced John Reisner to double in the 10th to win.
What a game. 221 Brian Zachariah finished up. John will come up lane 6, needing a double. Positive average for the top 6 was a 205.
The shot.
Got ripped there. Solid 7 pin. It's going to cost him the match.
Excellent shot.
Couldn't want it any better. Converts it.
Now that's the game. You put the ball in the pocket and take your chances.
John Reisner will finish out.
Another good shot. White though.
Leads the 3 pin. Brian Zachariah will move on. And Cole against
Next
Harry
game,
Ellis.
gentlemen, Brian Zachariah, it's 221 to John Reiser's 206. Brian will advance on. Harry Ellis Jr. is coming over. If I can get his attention.
And while we got a minute here, Harry's warming up. We'll run through the list of sponsors. Brian Zachariah, who has just moved on to match number 2, was sponsored by Mr. Cahill Automotive. Jim Hawley by Bennett Video. Monty Vermillion, the Car Store. Lou Heilman by Midway Restaurant. Emerson Buddy Beer by Lucille Beer. I didn't know that. Danny Kelly by SB Bar. Ron McGrath by Judy Overly and Phyllis McGrath. Brian McGrath by Eagles 2163. I didn't know that.
Harry has elected to start the match. Good luck, gentlemen.
So Harry will start it off here in match 2. Going against a hot Brian McGrath, or Brian Zachariah.
For 5th place, John Reiser gets $75 and a shirt from the Kenton Bowling Association.
Harry Ellis Jr., he's another one that's improved over the past year.
Yeah, he's been bowling a long time, but his game has come around real well in the last 2 years.
Has a problem rolling over the thumb hole.
Yeah, what he's done is, I think the best improvement he's made is he's changing the shot a little bit instead of trying to play the same shot night in and night out.
Mm-hmm.
When the condition demands it, he does change his shot a little bit. Harry.
Misses both of them. Brian gets up there on lane 6. Misses the pocket completely.
That's the first reaction from him. Missed the building on that shot.
He's a 1-2-8.
He gonna miss the spare too.
First frame bad for both bowlers to start out with. Louis Howman warming up on lane 1. He'll be our next opponent for the winner of this match.
There's a better shot.
ball.
Yeah.
Coming back to the strike.
Harry Ellis Jr., sponsored by Steve Myers Auto Sales, had a starting average of 180, 24-game average of 198, 11 200 games, a high game at 257, a low game of 160. Left 13 splits, converted 4. He's bowling in 3 leagues this year. He's been bowling for 17 years, and he had a 207 average on this pair.
Harry comes back also with a strike, so this game very tight. Harry bowled Brian on 11 and 12. Brian beat Harry 211 to 180. Harry takes a little bit more time than Brian and John did. Wipes his ball off.
Nice shot.
Goes back, throws a 2-bagger in 17th place. Finish this off. It's Tom Risch. Brad Pearson finished 18th. Roger McGrath finished 19th. Dan Kelly 20th.
And Brian answers with a double of his own.
Bill McGrath 21st. Brian McGrath 22nd. Bob Legg 23rd. And the right-hander turned left-hander Ronnie McGrath finished 24th. Brian starts another string. Yeah, Ronnie hurt his broke his wrist, right wrist at work, right at the beginning of bowling season, just before bowling season. Instead of sitting out for months, he decided to switch over to the left side and been doing pretty good for just starting out.
Yeah, it impresses me to see people be able to do that and do as well as they have, as quickly as they have.
Mm-hmm. And I give hats off to him bowling in a major tournament like this, knowing your chances are not good.
Harry stuck at the line on that one and almost put it in channel.
I might have switched over to left-hander in the league, but I don't think I'd have enough guts to come into a tournament and bowl left-handed.
And he covers the spare.
Probably the only weakness I could see in Harry's game would be his spare shooting.
Yeah, he
Picks a lot of spares.
well, he used to throw the ball slow, and no matter what the condition was, he used to throw the ball real slow. And now it's obvious that the changes that he's made because he's throwing the ball with some speed today. That's what, after they got 15 minutes of warm-up, and that's what he decided he needed to do today to have a chance. Good shot.
Strike.
He's hitting the line much better. You know, if you can watch it on the camera, you know, when your foot stops at the foul line, you want the ball 6 to 12 inches behind your foot. Then your thumb's coming out and you pull up through with your fingers, and it creates power and leverage.
Brian missing the pocket again, completely on lane 6, leaving the 1-2-4-8 combination. Everything but the 4-pin, so another open for Brian Zachary.
Only a pretty good spare shooter too.
Yeah.
He pulled that one, and he got away with it.
Harry up on lane 6 in the 6th. Pulled that one.
Pulled it, yep.
Get it pretty well head on. Left 3, 6, 10. Taking some extra time.
Oh, and he chops it.
Takes the 3, 6. Leaves the 10 standing. So he has his second open of the game. Has 103 in the 6th frame, 6th inning. I'm still in baseball. Brian Zachariah has 91 in the 5th with a strikeout. Might be a is a 4-8. Crowd pretty quiet, as it was for the women till the final match.
Yeah, to about halfway through the semifinal match, and they started to get a little vocal. Oh, and he picks
Sixes.
Not a good day for spare shooting.
That's an essential thing for in this game. Is your spare shooting. Strikes will come. That spare shooting's the key. Good shot.
And he left the 10 pin. That's got to be going through your mind. You've already missed 2. Yeah, you just can't put it out of your mind that you could miss it again.
And
But he covers it. Good job.
up on lane 5.
He makes a good
Carries the
shot.
10 pin this time. 131 in the 7th, strikeout. Harry needs to get it going.
He needs to put a string together right here. Good shot. Oh, it's a bad break.
4 pin.
We're seeing some guys answer in critical situations, though, making good shots. John Reisner did it in the first ball in the 10th. Harry needing to do it a little earlier in the game. Does make a good shot, but doesn't carry. He pulled it.
If he's going to string him, he's got to do it now. 121 in the 8th. Pretty sure this might be Harry's first time up in the finals. Looks like he's a
off
little
balance.
off balance.
Yeah, he's way ahead.
Rushing the line a little bit.
Looked like his arm swing was a lot faster than it has been all day.
And I could just deal down to the adrenaline flowing. Picks this spare. Not too good of odds shooting his spares today.
Yeah, it's not normal.
He's missed 5 out of 6 spare shots. Not good. Not today.
So Brian, with this shot, can win this match, and it's
Leaves a 6-10, but I think he has pretty good enough lead. He will advance.
and he picks it.
No wonder this crowd's a little quiet.
Well, Brian still only needs to get 2 pins on this ball to shut out Harry Ellis Jr. Harry has nothing to be ashamed of, though.
No.
There it is. Harry had a 24 game average of 198, 18 pins over his league average. And what you've seen today was not his normal game. He usually doesn't miss spares, easy spares, and them kind of numbers, yeah.
But it's just an honor to make it to the second Sunday of this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you know you've done well. He just needs to go back and regroup and work on his spare shots. There's always next year.
Yeah, hopefully the bowlers watching this program when it's shown on cable can appreciate the fact that spare shooting is part of the game. And the younger generation, and I see it in all different levels, they put very little importance on the spare shooting part of this game. Because the equipment that's been developed and the lane conditions that are out there, it is so easy to turn the ball up and get it to carry and get a lot of strikes that they really don't care. They don't. Not saying that Harry Ellis Jr. don't care, because he does, but you're witnessing what good spare shooting can help you obtain. And I see a lot of the junior bowlers coming out of the junior program today that they're in the same boat. They just don't care. They want to throw a lot of strikes because
that's the ball and throw it hard. Now Harry's getting all the breaks and it's too late. Gotta finish off strong.
It's finishing well, though.
Harry will finish in 4th place, receive $85 and a shirt by the Kenton Bowling Association. He's a good old Joe.
Nice game, gentlemen. Brian Zachariah once again advances on. Harry Ellis Jr. rolled a 160, and Brian Zacharias' score was 170. Louis Heilman, 179. Sorry. I apologize, Brian. Only two, huh? 2 shadow balls on each lane.
So Louis will come up here on lanes 5 and 6. He'll throw his 2 shadow balls on each lane. Step up to the semifinals. And if I recall, I think these two met last year.
In the championship match, yeah.
And it was a very tight game, too, if I remember. Right. He's looking at us. Are we on?
Well, we got a minute here. I'll run through a few more of the bowlers and their sponsors. There's a Jerry Rodenberger. He was sponsored by Kroger's. Gordon Stinson by Stinson Acres. Vince Shark, who had to withdraw. The VFW 1182. Wade Kidd by Cole Motor Sales. Tom Risch by Risch Masonry. Bill McGrath by N&R Video and Harriet's Beauty Salon. Rick Brown by Newland Insurance Agency. And our loser in match number 1, John Reisner by the Scioto Sign Company.
Okay, Louis said he's ready. Start? You're going to start first? Okay, Louis Heilman is elected to start first.
So here we go with match number 3. It's got Lou Heilman, sponsored by Midway Restaurant. Starting average of 186, 24 game average of 200. Shot 12 200 games, high game of 267, low game 148. Left 19 splits, converted 2. He's bowling in 1 league this year. He's been bowling for 34 years. Also had an average of 206.75 on this pair.
Same old Lou.
Yeah, very familiar style.
It's had ever since I've known him.
Very familiar sound when it hits. And a good start to this game.
Louis Heilman's has had a 706 in his career. He's also had the high game of the group with a 298. Brian opens up with a double. Louis bowled Brian on 9 and 10. He smashed him 234 to 156.
Very quick start to this game.
Getting some sweet revenge from last year. This might be a quick game.
Yeah. You know, when I was a little kid, probably 8, 10 years old, Louis Heilman was throwing the same ball the same way then as he is now.
And I don't see no change of coming.
There's nothing wrong with the way he throws the ball. It's a very basic style once again. He just uses a lot of speed, very little hook. The ball doesn't deflect very much when it hits the pins because it's moving so hard when it hits the pins that he constantly carries the 5 out.
Leaves a 2-pin on lane 5. Our first spare shot, and it's picked up, converted. So we're 1 for 1 in this game. Louis, a very good spare shooter. Too often you see him leave. Ryan starts off, has 3 in a row now, through 3. Buddy Beer warming up.
That's Emerson Beer.
I think he'd rather be called Buddy Beer.
Yes, I apologize. Oh, Brian light on that shot and leaves the 210.
I've always known him as Buddy, so we'll call him Buddy.
Got a chance, nope.
Picks one off. That's 86 through 4. Louis now up. And Louis can answer his calling with a split. 8-10.
That's one problem with throwing the ball hard is the ball does deflect just enough to catch the 5, but occasionally
There's a backup ball at it.
we'll move the 5 in front of the 8 instead of driving the 5 into the 8. Better shot. He actually slowed that one down just a little bit to give it a little bit of angle into the pocket. Left the 10. Kenton. Yeah, Doug and I are sitting off to the right of 5 and 6 a little bit. And he has an obstruction in front of the 10, but I don't. Every time the 10 pin's left, he's leaning over towards me.
Well, I don't hear the crowd hooping and hollering, but I hear something standing here. Brian converts it. I'm a little lost for words. My wife told me my Dolphins are getting beat 31-17.
Uh-oh.
Maybe they better move to Cleveland.
Bring him on.
I think Dan likes playing that stadium. Brian hits a little nosy on that shot, leaves a 4-7. and he converts it. So spare shooting a little bit better this game, except for the splits.
Louis high on that one.
Up the 4-6. Have to make a correction, Dale. They didn't meet in the championship match. They met in the semifinal match. Brian.
That's right. Yeah.
Brian beating Roger Langenkamp. So we apologize for that. We knew they bowled each other. That's at least we was right on one thing.
Yeah, we got it halfway.
We just didn't know what game. The splits are hurting Louis. 103 in the 6th. Brian has a 104 in the 5th with a spare up. And coming up,
A little
he's
light.
trying to help it. That leaves the 8-pin. He almost got through with the break. Got to get some more strikes in here so we can get this crowd started
This
up.
crowd going, yes.
We do have people here.
And Louis covers
Louis
the
kind
spare.
of looked like he had a little
Yeah, he's kinda
doubt
worried about
that
it.
shot. He started walking across the lanes, helping it get up the hill. And he
Here
gets
we
a little
go.
nosy. So what started out to be an exciting high game, it's turned out to get a little cooler in here. Got 4 splits among those two. And they have not been little. Brian goes for the 2. Still has a lead over Louis.
There he carries a strike. Yeah, Louis, in this situation, just you want to throw strikes, but you got to make sure you stay clean because Brian isn't showing at this point in time that he can put him away. So you got to stay within striking distance. You don't want to put yourself out of the match at this point. And he goes high again.
High again, and
Get out of the split. Left the 9 or the 6 pin. And he covers it. Good.
picks this up. No problem. It's a little bit light on that one. 7 pins still standing.
But like I said, you got to stay clean.
Louis bowls in the Sportsman League on Thursday night with Brian.
Yeah, they're teammates. Have been for years. And he covers it. Yeah, but that's the point, though. You need to stay clean at this point. If you're trailing just by a little bit, you've got to stay clean. Because your opponent's showing that he can make mistakes.
And we've seen that today. Especially in the championship with the women. Sherry needed just a mark and she got a split.
And let's see, Brian's light.
Still light on that lane. Used 2-5. And you got to be careful with this spare shot. Very easily be able to pick that.
But he covers it.
So Brian has a 9-pin lead going into the final frame.
This is a good match play game. Oh, good shot. Brian has set himself up that he can shut Louis out at this point with this ball. If he strikes on this ball, he shuts Louis out. If he doesn't, Lou Heilman can still get up in the 10th and win. Not a good shot, but he got away with it. Yeah, he lost his balance to the line, didn't he?
Pins.
He needs to keep the ball in the lane to win.
Don't let that buzzer go off. And he gets enough. He gets 7 on that count. There's a 187. Shuts out Louis Heilman. 180 or 197. Excuse me. Sorry about that, Brian. Shuts out Louis Heilman, so Brian will have a chance to repeat in the next match against Buddy Beer. Louis
Lou certainly didn't get any breaks, that's for sure.
No. Louis finishing out his game. Can have a possible 180 if he spares here and strikes on the next ball. Still not a bad game. I'm sure they probably would have wanted better, but splits do hurt. Ball he goes up and misses. Louis Heilman finishes out with a 169 against Brian Zachariah's 197. So Brian will move on to the championship match.
Nice game, gentlemen.
Bowling against Buddy
Brian
Bear.
had a 197, and Louis had a 169.
Yeah, I could
Buddy
see
Beer's now coming over.
a repeat. The first the bowler in the 4th
Brian
position
advances on.
won the women's, and the
2
bowler
balls
in the
on
4th
each lane,
position
Buddy,
has put
then
himself
your
in
choice.
a position to win today in the men's.
Deja vu, huh?
Yeah. Complete the list of bowlers and their sponsors. Bob Grindell by Tice Construction, Shane Van Buskirk, Dane King Plumbing Heating, and Mark and Lori Van Buskirk. Harry Ellis Jr. by Steve Myers Auto Sales. Bob Legg by Hillcrest Lanes. I should have messed that one up, should I?
Yeah, really.
Bob Walls by East of
You might
Chicago
get spanked.
Pizza. Roger McGrath by The Hop. Brad Pearson, Bell Tech Industries. And Dan Wells, Price Funeral Home.
I'd like to thank all the sponsors for this year's tournament.
Yeah, year in and year out, it's
Good old reliable
there's a
ones.
yeah. There's a good old reliable ones, and then there's a few new ones every year.
Yeah. And we do appreciate it.
The sponsors have their names posted above the lanes for up to I think about 2 weeks before the tournament and about a week after. There's a lot of work that goes into putting in all the posters. They're all hand done.
Yeah.
Putting in posters together every year.
Yeah, I ran.
All volunteer work.
Me, Larry Ludwig, and Vince Shark. We ran the one in the April Invitational for 3 years. It's not easy.
Work, yeah.
Not easy, and donated help. Mary Baum's here every year. Bart Baum every year. And all the other ones that contribute in the tournament office. Special thank you.
Buddy has elected for Brian to start. Good luck, gentlemen.
Good choice. Yeah, Brian has shown that his best lane is lane 5 by how he finished in the 10th frame of the last game. So Buddy's forcing him to finish on the other lane and also forcing him to finish last.
So Brian starts out like he did the last game, strike. But he gets up here.
If I was up there making that decision, that's the decision I would have made. Is to have Brian start so that he would have to finish on lane 6, which has proven to be his bad lane.
And this game's starting out like last game. I hope there's no cooling off
let up,
period.
yeah.
I'd like to see a 270s.
270, 260, something like that would be great.
Let this
It's
crowd get
happened
fired
before.
up because it's a little chilly in here for the bowling purposes. I'd like to thank Hillcrest Lanes for letting us have this tournament in their house again and again. But he hits a little high, leaves 6-10. But he puts it in the channel. Critical mistake. Gives him an open. Buddy and Brian met on lane 7 and 8 and had a very tight game. Buddy coming out on top with a 212 against Brian's 210. And it just seems like nobody wants to take a major command today.
No.
One opens the door, the other one closes it. Like you said, Brian has been struggling on lane 6.
And it's a struggle. It's not a struggle in one direction. He's either light or heavy, or he's all over the place. So after 2, we're pretty well. Brian has a 2-pin lead, 28-26. It doesn't look like it's a. Doesn't appear to be a lane problem. It appears to be a shot-making problem on one lane.
Yeah.
You've been in the nights where on one lane you can't miss, and on the other lane, it seems like you can't hit the same line twice.
Split trouble is.
Then he goes to his good lane and puts it right through the nose there.
Leaving a very unusual split we don't see too often, I should say. 4, 6, 7, 9.
He missed them all.
Missed them all. What a critical mistake. He might need those 2 pins. But he comes off smiling.
Not me.
Not me. No boy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Buddy started to average so 185 after the 24-game match play block. He finished out with a 202.4. He had 12 200 games, with his high game being a 267, his low game a 153. He also, with Brian, had like 17 splits, only converted 1. He bowls in 2 leagues this year, and I believe that's, I know he bowls on Sportsman League. I think he bowls on Wednesday. I'm not sure. Comes back with a strike. Double. Puts the heat on Brian early. He's bowled for 17 years, Buddy has. And on this pair, he's averaging 207.5. Brian answers his call, comes back with a strike on his troublesome lane 6. Louis Heilman will finish 3rd. He'll get $100 and a shirt by the Kenton Bowling Association. Gets it out there a little bit too much. A light hit and another bad break for Brian, leaving the 210 split.
He throws
And
it.
still has a grin on his face.
And he gets up there in the 4th frame, and on his bad lane, he buries it. Goes to his good lane and can't hit it.
And misses it completely, not even
And
close.
you wouldn't believe how easy that is to do. You worked so hard to throw a good shot on one lane and you completely lost the other one by that time.
Buddy having a commanding lead now. Brian's struggling 3 out of 5 frames with splits, none converted.
He almost leaves a split.
Gets a break. 4 gets kicked out, leaves a 9 pin. Converts it. One thing Buddy has to do is not to let up. He had a tendency to have a marginal lead and let up, and next thing you know, he's
Try to
on your
coast.
tail.
Yeah.
likes it too well there.
The winner of this match will get
Yeah.
$300, a jacket by trophy. Brian comes back, strikes.
Strikes on the lane he's been struggling
He's been
on.
struggling on. So it's a good thing Buddy
Just calm
has a
down
lead.
right now. Yeah, just calm down right now
Just put
and make a
something
good shot
together.
on what's been his good lane.
Because he's been connecting on some strings
Make a
so
game
far
of it.
today. You hate to have to come all this way and then lose it in the last game.
Oh,
And
he
gets
did
a
it.
Made a good
Made a
shot.
good shot.
Good shot.
Gets
He
wrong.
gets a bad break. Leaves a 9 pin. Just simply bad luck there. The runner-up will get $175, a jacket, and a trophy by Hillcrest Lanes. And he misses an easy spare. That could probably just more or less let the air out of the balloon. Buddy having a comfortable lead. Everything's on his side now. Let's do it. Stay clean.
He pulled it
Hold it, and could be
right through the
cross-leg.
nose and a split.
Stay clean. Name of the game. I want to check their stats. 17 splits out of
I tell you,
24 games.
It's so funny how one day you make a mistake and you're going to pay for them all. The next day you'll make mistakes all day long and you get breaks all day long. And today they're proving that every time
Buddy
you
had
make
a
a
good
mistake,
day
you're going to
yesterday.
pay for it.
Buddy Smart goes for one.
Still has a commanding lead.
Yeah. But it ain't over
Can't
till the fat
stress.
lady sings, but she's getting up. She's getting her
Warming up her
tuning up.
voice.
She's tuning up.
Anything can happen.
Looks like a good shot.
There he buried one.
Dominated that one.
Come on, Brian, put something together.
He needs his hat on. That's what it's a little lopsided there. Used to bowling with a hat on. That looks like good shot.
Shot. Yeah, all right.
There it goes. Again on his. Been perfect on.
He's put it together on his bad lane.
It's 3 in a row now on that lane. Now he's got to get the lane he's been dominant on. Should take a little bit more time. Get your thoughts together. He's rushing himself.
Get out. All right.
Okay, he comes back with a double.
It's just not exciting going to the 10th frame when it's already won.
Yeah.
At least make him keep it on the lane in the 10th.
But he had a split the last time up on lane 6. There's a
That's-
little harder. Hits it
Right through the nose again.
and gets a break.
Just
Leaves a 6 pin. Could have been very easily have
looked
a
like
split.
he hit the right line on that one, but he turned it up too much.
Yep.
And with them resin balls, you just once you've established how hard you can hit the ball at the bottom of the swing, that's what you've got to do every time. You hit it too hard, and it's going to take off on you. Oh, and he almost missed that.
Picks that up.
Now he gets up in the 10th frame, and he can shut Brian Zachariah out. But he has to mark to do it. Pulled that one big time.
Gets another break. Leaves a 6-10 on that one. He must convert this one, and he left that same shot in the second frame and put the ball in the channel. So
He has to get this and get 8 to win.
he converts. Now he needs.
He needs an 8 count. 8 is a winner. 7 possible tie.
And that would be interesting.
Yeah, because Brian's turning it around on his bad lane.
Yep. And he gets a strike. And he will
Buddy
be
Bear.
our 1995 Hillcrest Lanes Men's Intermediate.
Intermediate champion.
I wanted to say that, Dale.
Didn't say it.
Champion. You always butt in. I waited all day for this. Ryan coming back.
Three splits and
a little too
a
late.
missed single pin, and he's put it back together, and it's just a hair too late.
And that easy spare in the 7th frame cost him. If he would have picked that
Sure
up,
did.
things would have been different. That's another one.
That's a
So he's
12
gonna
pin
finish-
mistake on the single pin, and he's going to lose by 3.
What a shame. For even all those 6 split count, didn't get
Even
none.
after the splits, you know.
Missed it. Finishes out with a 5-bagger, but it's not good enough.
Nice game, gentlemen. Buddy Bear finished in first. Brian is our runner-up. Okay, gentlemen, quick mention of our moral support sponsors. We have Golden Image Printing. They did the programs. Kenton Times, Kitty Weber, Design Specialty of Ada, Mary Baum and Virginia Henderson. They donated the towels. Dick Catterjohn did the taping. And Kenton Times. Okay, starting in 24th position, we have Ron McGrath. He's sponsored by Judy Overly and Phyllis McGrath. In 23rd position is Bob Legg. He's sponsored by Hillcrest Lanes. In 22nd position is Brian McGrath. He's also one of the tournament managers. He's sponsored by Eagles 2163. In 21st position is Bill McGrath. He is sponsored by N&R Video and Harriet's Beauty Salon. In 20th position is Dan Kelly. He's sponsored by SB Barbers. In 19th position is Roger McGrath. He's sponsored by the Hawk. In 18th position is Brad Pearson. He's sponsored by Beltec Corporation. In 17th position is Tom Risch. He's sponsored by Risch Masonry. In 16th position is Bob Grindell. He's sponsored by Tice Construction. In 15th position we have Rick Brown. He's sponsored by Newland Insurance. In 14th position we have Wade Kidd. He's sponsored by Cole Motor Sales Incorporated. In 13th position, we had Jerry Rodenberger. He is sponsored by the Kroger Company. In 12th position, he will receive $45, is Bob Walls. He's sponsored by East of Chicago Pizza Company of Kenton Incorporated. In 11th position, he will receive $45. He stepped in for Vince Sharp last week when Vince hurt his back. It's Don Barker. He's sponsored by VFW 1182. In 10th position, we have Shane Van Buskirk. He also received $45. He is sponsored by Dan King Plumbing and Heating and Mark and Lori Van Buskirk. In 9th position, we have Dan Wells. He will receive $45. He is sponsored by Price Funeral Home. In 8th position, he will also receive $45, is Jim Hawley. He's sponsored by Bennett Video. In 7th position, he will receive $55, is Monty Vermillion. He's sponsored by the Car Store. In sixth position, and the alternate for the tournament, is Gordon Stinson. He will receive $65 and a shirt courtesy of the Kenton Men's Bowling Association. He is sponsored by Stinson Acres. In 5th position is John Reisner. He will receive $75 and a shirt courtesy of the Kenton Men's Bowling Association. His sponsor, Scioto Sign Company. In 4th position is Harry Ellis Jr. He will receive $85 and a shirt courtesy of Kenton Men's Bowling Association. His sponsor, Steve Myers Auto Sales Incorporated. In 3rd position, Louis Heilman. He receives $100 and a shirt courtesy of Kenton Men's Bowling Association. His sponsor is Midway Restaurant. In 2nd position is Brian Zachariah. He will receive $175, a shirt, a jacket, and a trophy. His sponsor is Mr. Cahill's Automotive. The trophy is courtesy of Hillcrest Lane. And our champion this year is Emerson Buddy Beer. His sponsor is Lucille Beer. He receives $300, a shirt, a jacket, and trophy courtesy of McGrath's Barbershop. Okay, high game actual is split by Louis Heilman and Buddy Beer. This money was donated by the Kenton Men Bowling Association. They will each receive $25. The high 4-game series goes to Rick Brown. He rolled an 880, and he receives $50 courtesy of the Kenton Men's Bowling Association. You can put it there, but it ain't going to stay. Okay, splits converted. He converted 6 out of 27. He receives $25 courtesy of the Hillcrest Bartenders, and it's Brad Pearson. Is Sally here? Where'd she go? Get up here. Our pins over average plaque is in memory of George Kozad. His wife, Sally Kozad, will be presenting the trophy. It goes to Harry Ellis Jr. He was 450 pins over. Ron McGrath receives a last place trophy, courtesy of Classic Trophy and Engraving. And hey, good job.
I wanted that.
And the roving trophy is going to be done by, okay, buddy, they need you down there. Top 5, please. Thank you, gentlemen. Everyone did real well.
We'll see you in 1996. Thank you.